To answer your question, what was your question again? Because I have Alzheimer's. Okay guys, we're starting barefaced. I got nothing on. I'm red. That's just me. I have extremely sensitive skin. I dermaplated today and as well as did my full skincare routine. So if I'm a little red, just ignore that. I'm just gonna go ahead and start and jump into these questions. So I'm just gonna pin my hair out of my face to make sure that it doesn't get in my way. And then we're gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with the Tatcha. Let me show you what this looks like. And I just love this moisturizer so much. It's really, really nice. It's my makeup moisturizer is what I like to call it because I am very dry but combination. So I really don't use this one every single day, but before my makeup, I feel like my makeup will sit a lot better. It lays a lot better and it glides on a lot smoother. We're just gonna take this all over my skin, wherever I feel like I need it, the hydration the most. Yeah. Oh, I love when my skin is freshly like dermaplated, and then the makeup, the moisturizer, like everything just goes on so gracefully. You see how I'm already turning red? I'm telling you, I'm a sensitive ass bitch.
I'm a sensitive ass bitch. I'm sensitive as fuck. I'm a fucking sensitive fucking gangster.
First question is how much to charge when starting? Wow, that is a really good question. I always tell my students to not charge anything less than $50. Average price I feel is like $65 when you're first starting, just because again, this is a luxury service. It's not meant to be cheap, so you shouldn't be charging super lowballing. I always say though, like your first 5 to 6 clients should be free. Whether you want to do like 5 full sets for free and a fill, or just like 5 full sets in general. Always do that because you want to be able to have somebody to practice on, a way to show your work, because not a lot of people will gravitate towards doll heads when you're trying to promote in the beginning. So you really want to take your first clients for free. That way you have work to show and that you can post about it, make reels about it, you know, everything like that. But once you feel like you're starting to progress, I would say no less than $65 for sure. When I first started, I was in beauty school and I was charging my girls at least for product. So if that's something else that you want to do too, again, my kit that I got wasn't the most expensive kit either. So I honestly feel like it just depends who you go to, like what is included in your kit, who are you going for, what's the price of your tuition for your class and everything. So that's really gonna like determine what you're gonna set your prices on. So again, like my kit wasn't really like the most expensive, luxurious looking kit out there. And yeah, that's what I would charge in the beginning. Okay, so next question is, did you do free lashes to practice when starting? No, I didn't, to be honest, and I wish I did. I think I only did one person for free, so maybe that's a lie. But she was my best friend at the time, so I didn't mind. But everybody else at school who I was doing lashes, I charged them like $25 to like $30. To do a full set on them just to get my practice down. But I did charge them for a product, but I honestly only did one person for free. Wow, doing your makeup on camera really does help to make sure like you're doing everything right. Do you guys see how this one brow is higher than this one? I hate that. Next question is, do you lash every single eyelash? And the answer is no. I lash every single healthy lash. So if I see a baby lash or what we call anagen lashes, I'm not gonna go ahead and lash that lash. There's no point, there's no need to do that. Because if that lash cannot support the weight, or if it is a baby lash, if it's a lash that's just coming in and you went ahead and put a lash on top, you are going to, what's the word? You are going to stop the growth in a way. It's not gonna be able to support the weight. it's going to end up falling off and you can end up damaging your client's natural lashes. So no, I personally do not lash every single eyelash. I just don't think it's necessary. You don't have to. And it also depends too, like, cause some clients have like a lot of natural lashes, and you really don't need to go ahead and lash every single lash, because then it would look like a super mega volume set and you look like you have like caterpillars on your eyes. So no, I don't do that. Okay, next question is, what difficulties did you face as a beginner lash tech? Ooh, that's a good one right there. I feel like, as everybody, I struggled with retention. I'm going on with some Laura Mercier powder to set my eyeshadow. Yeah, just like everyone, I struggled with retention, understanding, like really understanding like my glue and how to properly use it and everything. So I would say obviously retention, client communication, that's super important. Oh, and charge your lash fan. That was one thing I hated about myself, is that I never charged my lash fan at the end of the day, so it would like die sometimes in between clients. So yeah. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in and do my eyes, and I'm gonna use the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes palette. Oh my god, I love this palette so much. You guys should definitely check this out. Yeah, so I really want to say those are the things that I struggle with as a beginner. You know, it's always going to be retention. You're always going to struggle with retention in the beginning. But I did do everything I've ever done in life. I've always done it with confidence. I always made sure that I understood exactly what I was doing. I did extensive research. Like, I would eat, sleep, breathe the lashes. Like, that was my life. It still is my life, but it was more like concentrated for me in the beginning, because I wanted to really make sure I knew what the fuck I was doing, you know. You will definitely overcome them once you advance more, once you learn more techniques, once that you feel like you're more confident in your lashing. Things like that won't even bother anymore, sis. So, you know, yeah, I would say that those were my major difficulties in the beginning. So next question is, what motivated you to keep going with eyelashes? Damn, that's a good question. I want to say it was obviously the money that I was making. Even though I do preach like don't ever get into something for the money, but I obviously was seeing results. I was getting better with my retention. My speed was really good, and I was generating a really good income to the point where I was finally able to leave my part-time jobs and fulfill this full-time. So kept me motivated was just seeing results, because I feel like with anything that you do in life, especially like even the gym, like if you're constantly going to the gym and you don't see results, you're gonna get like really discouraged. So that's what like motivated me. And then again, like once I finally made this into a full-time job, I obviously had to keep going, because it was my only way of paying my bills. So you know, you had to do what you had to do, no matter what I did, no matter what day I was having, no matter if I was struggling that day, if my fans weren't fanning right, if I felt like that set is not going to come out the way I envisioned it in my head. I didn't care, because as long as I took my time and I gave my client quality lashes and I did quality work, when she opened her eyes, they loved it, you know? So I felt like that's what like really kept me motivated. Like I had to. And I always wanted to grow. Like I just really, like for a second, I did hate this. Like for a second, I was like, what the hell did I get myself into? Like, why did I spend my money on this? It's taking me a long time, even though yes, my speed was more up to standard, but it was still taking me a long time. My back was hurting. I was lashing out of my bedroom. My bedroom was tiny. I didn't have a lash room like how I do now. So it was really discouraging. It was very discouraging, but knowing that I was going to go somewhere, because I knew I was going to go somewhere, I was going to get somewhere. Like I didn't care. Like I did not manifest this. I mean, I prayed for all this that I have, but I kept working my ass off, and I kept building, and I kept growing in my skill, in my industry, in my work, in my content. You know what I mean? So what keeps me going is just seeing results, because you will see results extremely fast when it comes to lashing if you're dedicated. Like I have a video, and I always show my students too when I have like my slideshow, is that I started lashing 2 eyes 4 hours, so 8 hours in total. And come, I believe it was like January to March, like I was already at like 4 to 3 hours. Like that was a huge leap to me because that's all I was doing was practicing, and I never gave up. So I would say that's what really kept me motivated, is seeing results and growing. I love growing. I love leveling up, I guess you could say. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. It is so hard to talk and do your makeup at the same time. I really thought, I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be so easy. Like, it's just like talking to your friends while you're getting ready, right? No, not at all. So we're going to go ahead and move on now to skin. So I'm going to use the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer to go ahead and use this right where I feel like I have more larger pores. I don't really prime the face, but when I have a client, or for me personally, when I feel like my pores are a little enlarged that week, I will go ahead and use this because I really feel like it really kind of minimizes the look of pores and just smooths out your skin. So I'm just gonna use this in there. I usually have like larger pores here too. So our next question is from XO Danny XO. What are the best ways to get clients for beginners? For me personally, I went on Zazzle and I'm gonna take the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk again, and I'm gonna go ahead and now apply this all over my skin. Anyways, so what I did was I made business cards, and you can make business cards on Zazzle for like super affordable, and you can print those out. And once I got them in the mail, what I did was I went to different establishments and I took my business cards and just handed them out to people. Like if I was in Starbucks, I went to Juice It Up, because where I'm at, like the Juice It Up, they allow you to put like they have like a section or a table full of like business cards. I would just go ahead and leave my business cards right there, and I felt like I was getting a lot of people from there. When I was in the Starbucks line, girls were always complimenting me on my eyelashes, so I would just give them a business card. I even had given business cards to my boyfriend, to my mom. Like I would give business cards to my clients, and I would just tell them like, go ahead and refer a client to me and I'll give you like $5 off. Or my boyfriend would just like go ahead and like hand out business cards to, you know, what is this? Ew. I didn't even see that. I had stuff in my hair. Yeah, so I was just going ahead and taking my business cards and just placing them anywhere anyone would let me, you know, leave my business cards. I also did giveaways. Giveaways are like a great way for you to build a following when you don't really have one. If you guys don't know, my Instagram, I already had a decent following and engagement on my Instagram because I am a makeup artist, and I would go ahead and post videos of me doing my makeup and makeup looks that I would do, and I would always tag brands. Like I even have a picture on my Instagram that I tagged Lily Galici Lashes, and she reposted me. Like that was amazing. So that's how I already had a following. That's how I established that. But the way I grew more and saw more engagement in my platforms was doing the giveaways. So I was doing like small giveaways, like free eyelash extensions for anyone who tags like 3 friends. They comment down below and they post it on their story, and then I would just pick a random person, and then from there like people would follow me. Like all these random people were following me. Every single giveaway winner that I've had ended up becoming a client. So that was a really cool way for me to generate clientele and get more people to notice me and get exposure on social media. Like that's going to be my #1 advice for new beginner lash techs in this new generation of lashing, is to be extremely consistent on social media. Because if you're not going to generate audience to your platform. You need to be on this social media wave right now, and that's just the reality of it. I know it sucks and it's like an extra thing that you have to do, and if you're not comfortable being in front of the camera, then like you can create reels of your clients, just their lashes, and do stuff like that, you know, do little clips of your lash room. Like you need to get on that social media wave right now, because reels is where it's at. Making those reels and tagging your brands is really going to help you get exposure. So honestly, just social media. But the old school way to do it is like how I did it, and I would just take my business cards and just hand them out to random strangers, hand them out to different, like I said, different places, and just, you know, take it to La Michicana and go ahead and give out your business cards to people wherever you're at. Just hand a business card out. They throw it away, cool, but odds are some of those people end up becoming clients. Okay. Alrighty then, let's move on to the next question. I like to really work my foundation in sections. I don't know why, but that just works the best for me. It's easier to apply, and I have more control of where my foundation is and to build up. I'm a very, very meticulous person when it comes to my makeup. I take my time, and because I like it to come out as best as I can. Anyways, so let's move on. So JLX Lashes, if you weren't lashing or an influencer, what would you think you would be doing right now? I've always been into beauty, so I honestly feel like if I wasn't into lashing per se, or just never went to beauty school in general, I think I would have still been at Sephora. If you guys don't know, I did work at Sephora for 3 years and I loved it so much. It was the best retail job I've ever had, and I worked for MAC and I worked for Ulta, so it was also the best makeup job I've ever had. And I learned a lot of my skills and my confidence and just how to talk to people. I mean, like, I was in sales, so it was really easy to sell myself. So anyways, I honestly feel like I probably would still be there and have moved up because I always wanted to elevate. I was always asking my managers questions. My first Sephora location though, no, absolutely not. I was so immature and just there for gratis and an income. But once I started moving locations and grew up a little bit more is when I started to take my jobs really, really seriously. So I feel like I would have honestly wanted to have been a manager at one of those locations for sure. I don't even think if lashing was even a thing. Like, I definitely would have been a hairstylist for sure. I liked doing hair when I was in beauty school. I really, really enjoyed it. And I felt like I was really decently good at it for being a beginner. So yeah, I think I would probably also been a hairstylist. All right, so the next question is from Sarah_Bless. Do you have any insecurities? Have you ever done something you really regretted? Absolutely. I mean, being in front of a camera brings out the worst insecurities in oneself. It is insane. I am very insecure sitting here, like even sitting here and being this vulnerable to show you guys like my bare face. This is like a huge accomplishment for me. It's something that I've always wanted to do. Even prior to doing lashing, I've always wanted to do makeup videos, but I was like, my skin is horrible. But anyways, can you guys see this Giorgio Armani foundation though? Love. I believe this foundation is just amazing. You know, like every single day even when I'm editing, I'm literally hearing my voice over and over and over again, so that I'm judging myself, I'm judging my hair. There's probably going to be something extremely bugging me as I'm editing this video, and hopefully I'm just going to roll with the punches and just go with it because nobody's perfect. I'm not going to say I'm extremely insecure, but I have my insecurities for sure. I believe everybody does. Like, you're not human if you don't feel insecure. I mean, if you're really that confident, then like kudos to you, sis, but I am absolutely not. I know. And then her next part of the question was, have you ever did you ever do something you really regretted? I don't want to say like I regretted anything in life, because whatever I did in life, it's led me to this point, and every mistake I've made was definitely a learning experience. I do have to say, like, I regret certain, no, I don't want to say that either. This is such a hard one, because I want to say like I regretted like certain relationships that I had, but I needed to go through those ridiculous relationships in order to get where I'm at today, to be the woman who I am today. So no, I really don't regret anything. I would have done things differently, in a different approach, and maybe I would have been a lot more further in my career if I would have done things differently, but definitely not to the point where I regret it. No. All right, next question is from SB_Bridget. Why don't you use a decurl? This is like one of the most common questions I get asked all the time, like, why don't you use a decurl? What's wrong with the decurl? You know, etc. So before I answer your question, I'm going to go ahead and use the Milk Cosmetics or the Milk Makeup bronzer, and this is in the shade Baked. And then I'm going to go ahead and apply this with an e.l.f. the Putty Pore Primer applicator brush. And what I like to do is I don't like to put my bronzer directly on my skin because it's going to leave this harsh line that's going to be really hard for you to blend out. So I'm just going to run my brush on this and really build that product so that I can go ahead and apply it where I want it. So to answer your question, what was your question again? Because I have Alzheimer's. Oh, why don't you use the decurl? Okay, so yeah, this is like one of my most commonly asked questions. I get this asked all the time. And it's not that I don't like a decurl. It's not that I don't have a decurl, and it's not that I don't use it. Or, you know, it's not that I don't have a decurl. I've never not used a decurl. I'm like absolutely against it. I just feel like for my clients, for the work that I do, it's kind of more on the more natural side. What I can do with a decurl, I can do with the CC curl. Now, I have had to use decurl. I do have decurl, and the only time that I actually will whip that out is if I have somebody with extremely flat lashes. But even then, sometimes I still find myself just using a CC curl, and it gives that illusion that I need. I do have a picture reference. I'll show you guys like right here, or I'll put it somewhere right here, of a picture. On the top is a C curl and on the bottom is a D curl. And I don't know, personally for me, the C curl looks a lot more flattering than the D curl. Now, this is where you need to learn how to mimic somebody's eye and accentuate their eye shapes and really give them the illusion, or just really enhance their natural features. So in this picture, as you could see on the D curl, I would probably have just used a C curl, if not a CC curl. Honestly, maybe a C curl in the inner corner, and then finished off with a D curl if I was doing like an extreme cat eye. That would have looked a lot better, but to me, the C curl just flatters her eyes a lot better. It gives that dark lash line illusion, and that's what I go for. So for me, using a flatter curl creates a darker lash line, creates more density. So that is the reason why I don't really use a D curl. Okay, so what was that question? Oh my god, I can't believe how much I forget stuff. Like, this is ridiculous. What's your favorite lash curl to use and why? Oh my god, again, C curl. Yeah, like I said, I've been gravitating towards a C curl a lot more lately. I don't know why, like that curl has just been it for me. It's just been standing out. It's just been like, it's been giving my clients that dark lash line. It's going really, really well with majority of my clients and their eye shapes, and just, oh, I just love that curl so much. I feel like it does give a very darker illusion, obviously, because it's a, see, there we go. That's the highlight that I needed. I needed that highlight. I wanted that lifted eye look. Yeah, I know y'all see that. Yep. You guys, I'm so sorry. Now my battery died, so I had to like go ahead and let that charge for a little bit. I had to do a little bit of my makeup off camera. I just went in and applied some cream. I just went in and applied some cream blush because I was feeling a little, but I'm gonna go ahead and speed this up a little bit before it starts to die again, and answer any last questions that were asked. So this one is _lash by Liv. Do you prefer a 0.05 or a 0.03 for fans? It all depends on what kind of set I'm doing. I honestly really like I'm gonna go in and add just a little bit more blush. I'm using this cream blush from Fenty, and I actually really like it. The only thing is that it's a little pink, but I mix it with my bronzer to give it like more of a warmer tone. But actually, I'm really digging that. So I'm gonna go in and just apply a little bit more to give myself a little bit more color. It probably looks good before I did this, but it's okay. I'm gonna blend it back in and then go over with my cream blush. So yeah, it just depends on what I'm doing. That's gonna make me determine what diameter I'm gonna use. But okay, so for example, if I'm going to do like a really soft volume set, very full, then I'm going to probably use a 0.03, and when I want to do like my textured strip lash effect, I'm gonna go ahead and use a 0.05 because, or even a 0.07, because that's gonna help me create texture, and it's gonna help blend everything really, really nicely. So yeah, that's just mainly like my point. If I can insert pictures to kind of show you the difference and the references, I'll go ahead and do so. So I'm just gonna take some Laura Mercier translucent setting powder to just set wherever I want to look more matte. Next question. Okay, this is also from the same girl, _lash by Liv. Best lash brands to use. Again, it just depends on what you're doing. For me, for volume, I'm actually trying a new brand out right now and I actually really, really like it. I'm going to do a whole video showing you guys a look with it, and I actually really, really liked, I really enjoyed these lashes, but I can't talk about them yet. But what I will say is mainly the lashes that I like to use is Lashbox LA. That's like one of my bougier high class brand of lashes that I like to use. I'm gonna line my lips with this NYX Nude Truffle, and I'm gonna lightly go over my lips with foundation, just very lightly, just to kind of mute them out a little bit. Anyways, yeah, that's one of my favorite brands to use. And London Lashes for sure. I like their Mayfair lashes. However, I don't really care for the packaging. That is the only reason why I don't buy more. Because I get that asked a lot, like, you know, how come you don't really restock? I don't really see you restocking on that brand. And that is the reason why. Just because I don't care for the packaging. But the lashes sound really, really great. Like, if you don't mind that cardboard box packaging, then I would really suggest you guys getting that. And I do have a discount code. It's Julia15 at checkout for money off your order. Their gel patches are fire. Absolutely fire. All right, and then I'm gonna go in and just blend. Like that, to kind of create like a muted look. But before I go in with my lip, I'm going to apply some blush, and I'm going to be using this Luminoso from Milani, one of my OG favorite blushes of all time. Okay, so what was I saying? Let's see, what is another brand? For shampoo, I love Prolong Lash Shampoo. That's probably one of the best brands to use for lash shampoo. Soko is another really good brand. I'm gonna go ahead and do my under eyes now. I'm going to be going back in with that Makeup by Mario palette, and I'm going to be smoking out my bottom waterline. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and Brianna, I'm going to mix these 3 shades here. I'm a mixer. I love mixing everything together. So yeah, those are my top brands. So I'm just going to touch back on, you know, the biggest piece of advice that I can give for beginners, because I feel like this question, there's like so many questions. I mean, there's so many answers to this question. And I just want to say that whatever you do it with passion. Like, if you're going to be a lash artist or a lash tech, you're going to go to school, if you're not doing lashes, whatever you do, just really, you need to have passion for everything you do. You really need to love it. And you want to, like I told you guys in the beginning, just really, really study and know your craft. You know what I mean? Like, don't go out there and start lashing on people until you feel comfortable to do so. Like, until you actually perfect it on your doll head, or just really feel like you got it down on your doll head, then you can move on to your 5 free clients. And then after that, then you can move on to your paying clients. You know what I mean? So just really take your time. I know, like, you see everybody is already succeeding, everybody's making all this money already, and you want to hurry up and, you know, get to the bag. And I understand, sis, you know, we all got to pay our bills. We all want money. We all want, you know, to be successful, but everything takes time. And right now, the struggles in the beginning of lashing, you know, when you can't isolate right, when you can't, you know, get your attention down, your speed is horrible, you know, take it all in, like, you know, because sometimes I sit back and like, wow, like I just finished this set in an hour and a half, and I sit there and think like, dude, it used to take me 5 hours to do a full set, and it was probably like 80% of her lashes done, you know, like let that soak in, let all of that work, all of that dedication you put in, and breathe, you know what I mean? It's going to be worth it. If you're going to put in the time and the effort, you're definitely going to go far in this industry. Again, keep up with social media. You're going to have to learn how to be a small content creator, you know, because that's where it's at right now. Promote yourself on multiple platforms. Open up a business account. I can't even stress that. Act as if you're going to go ahead. Like if you don't have the money to go ahead and go get your LLC, and you don't know how to do all that, like just already creating your money habits, spending your money wisely, putting it away, keeping all of your receipts, you know exactly where your money is coming and going. Be financially illiterate, you know, that is, oh my God, I can't even tell you how important that is, because you're a business person. What do I think of business? I think money. So if you don't even know how to manage your own money, how are you going to learn how to manage your own business? Like that's just the way that I see it. So, you know, just keep those things in mind, and, you know, really understand what you're doing. Take a really good course. You're going to have to invest a lot of money into a course, and you're going to have to make sure it's a good course, if that as well, you know what I mean? Like don't take no bullshit $500 course from some lash tech that you know is not even fucking licensed. Like, God, I see that all the damn time. So just keep going too. It's a very rewarding career if you make it one, if you don't stop, if you keep going. It's definitely very rewarding. Okay. And then I'm going to use this L'Oreal Paris. It is just I don't know, it's just like this really pretty pink lip gloss. And I don't know, I just love the way this ties in with my lip combo. Take these off and fix our hair. I just love seeing when the hair is done and all the makeup and everything is put together. Yeah, so this is the finished product. This is everything once we are done. I have lashes, so I don't have to really worry about putting eyelashes on. But yeah, this is what we're looking like. This is the end results. Alrighty, everyone, and this is the final look. I think it's giving. It looks super flawless. Let me make sure that it is focused. Yes, I love it so much. I think it came out really good. This is my first get ready with me, so please bear with me. I know it was probably maybe all over the place. I don't know what we're gonna see once I go ahead and I film this video. Thank you to all of you who put in your questions on Instagram. If you do not follow me, please go ahead and follow me. I did update my Instagram handle name, so that is gonna be new. It's no longer The Beauty Studio. It is Lash Aesthetics LLC. So please go ahead and follow me for future videos like this to go ahead and be featured on my next Get Ready With Me. I love you guys so much, and thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in my next one.